we look at China and their theaters, only got one, Beiping. It's currently located in Nanjing, their capital. And they got an, they got an army of 345,000. Which seems very similar to the amount the Japanese have in China, in their Chinese theater. So 345,000 versus 335,000. So 345,000 against 335,000. So there's a difference of 10,000 in favor of China. China has 10,000 more. But for some reason, the estimated power shows this. So it can mean the Japanese have better units, tanks and armor and armor cars, artillery and so on. That makes them better, more power and so on. Can mean that, since the number is just the number of men, not the kind of units it have. But I doubt the Japanese will have lots of armor, so better quality units, better technology, and artillery, I would guess. An air force as well. Maybe even a fleet. Barely no fleet. Just destroy some transports, that's all they got. The 15 Kaikun. Well then. And this compares to the estimated enemy power of China. How? Now, how the computer calculates this? Because the Chinese estimated enemy power seems a lot more reasonable, because it shows a slight superiority of the Chinese. Maybe they're biased, I don't know. While the Japanese shows a far advantage over their enemies. It should really be the opposite, if you can call the Soviets their enemies, as they surround them with 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 ratio. And then you get the Chinese that are similar. I don't know how they calculate that, but I wouldn't trust it. If you're not gonna trust that stat, I believe they will lose the war. Shouldn't let them fool themselves. Well then, it was 345,000 Chinese versus 335,000 Japanese. But before let it start again, let's check how much the Japanese have in the other theaters, like in Korea and Japan and Taiwan. So we can know the total unit amount. So we got 297,000 in the Japan and Taiwan and all the other islands. So that's almost as many as we got in China itself, which means combines the Japanese have somewhere along twice as large army as the Chinese, but they're not using all of them. while the Chinese haven't got the multiply theaters and will use everything they got. So it's pretty equal. Then you got the Pyongyang, which got 19,000. Yes. Pretty worthless amount. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's keep going. I forgot to change back. And remove that. And set these back. Cuba doesn't need any upgrades, reinforcement, supplies or production. We only live in pure utopia where we only need consumer goods. That's my policy anyway. It seems to work. Well then, let's continue. Haven't you noticed the very large war going on in China right now? Well, don't complain about a great peace demonstration then. Go away. The question now, have they lost their capital yet? No, it's currently being fought over. Tell me, how does that battle go? It's 10%, which is 10% in our favor, so it's red. Very red. They're not winning it. Not right now. How many are they? Almost equal numbers, but the Chinese got an advantage since they are defending, and it's also over a river. So, how's the surrender progress? How close? Oh, Japan really to surrender? The answer is not at all, with a national unity of 69 and 9% and 0%, none at all, of important cities occupied. Damn, I thought Japan was so close to surrender. Don't you see how much the Chinese are winning? Really? Should you be able to knock them out in a second, China? Well, perhaps I got mistaken. Perhaps it was the other way around. China got a surrender progress of 69 and 50%, 47 and 3% of the important cities occupied, with a national unity of exactly 70%. So that's 2/3 of the progress achieved. So I guess we will be looking at the Chinese defeat then, and pretty quickly also, if they're not managed to feel a counter-attack, because it's only in November 37 right now, and the war starts in July, isn't it? That's less than half a year, 5 months, and they're only 2/3 on the way of surrender, so it doesn't have gone very well for them. The stats are the same for Japan. There's China, and small increase about 7,000 men for China, unchanged for Japan. So they seem to be able to reinforce. Anyway, let's look at the manpower stats. China got 998 manpower, which is huge. 26 and 8 a month in monthly gain. That's ridiculous. Well, they won't run out of manpower. That's not a problem. The problem is whether they can, on the battlefield, hold back against the Japanese or not. Right now it looks like they can't. Japan got 930, so they aren't exactly worse. They got even a better manpower gain. Well, it's only beginning. These two will fight this war for how long? 8 years to come, perhaps? 7 years to come? Yes, seems like it. Voila. Got any favorites yet? For the sake of it, I'm gonna share on Yunnan. They are the true winners in this. They will be the emperors of China once this is over. Guaranteed. Back to Cuba. Back to being zoomed out. And let's go. As I were saying, Paradise Games. Cuba is not at war, so please sit down and continue to work in your factories, farms or whatever it is. We don't need you as soldiers. Cuba is a peaceful country that is absolutely not in any way leading a global conspiracy to take over the world using peaceful and covert means. No. You're just imagining things. As I said, I played EU3 back in late 2012, a couple of games at least. Then I started following the dev diaries for EU4. I believe I followed every single one during that winter and spring. Also summer, until it was released in was it August of 2013. I was there. I sat at the and watched the release stream. I was eating a pizza. And I didn't have any money at the time, so I wanted to pre-order the game. That's a lot of border changes. Seems like Japan won indeed. So I wanted to pre-order the game EU4, but I didn't have any money, so I never got that pre-order icon. Unfortunately not. But I bought the game later. I believe it was late that year, December perhaps. Finally bought it. But don't worry, I had between EU4 and EU3 I had played some other Paradox games. And among them was not a rogue politician. Go away. Go. I'm only pretending to giving you support. Just for you to go away. So, I found Victoria 2 in the game store. I wasn't really able to buy games from Steam at the time. Some silly measures by the Swedish banks prohibited using credit cards to buy from the store, which put down to any store purchases in this modern age. So I found the original Victoria 2 without any expansions from the game from 2010 in the store. I thought, oh, this is nice. I've seen pictures and people play this. I must try it for myself. And yeah, first game was as France. I conquered pieces of Italy, Germany, created a colonial empire. It was pretty fun. The Chinese border have stabilized, I see. It's in May of 38. The Spanish Civil War ended early. It can go on to 39, can't it? And yes, wars are ending early. If this gonna keep happening, I guess the Operation Barbarossa is gonna end for once in the December of 41. If this habit is gonna keep going with the wars ending early, or perhaps the Russian will be standing waving with the red flag in Berlin already in 42. Who knows? But let's go back to Europe. Canada and US haven't started fighting, have they? Not as far as I know. Let's look at the units. Do Canada also got US skins? Do they? Do they? You can judge that for yourself. So what are they holding? Are they bar rifle they're holding? I believe that are for the HQ units, while the ordinary infantry units are carrying I don't know, it may be M1 Garands, it may be, or else they are these what do you call it, 1903s. I don't know, what do you call something else? Springfields, 1903. That's right. It's a long used rifle. Oh, I see. The annexation of the Sudetenlande. What did have happened? And the Germans had adopted the doctrine of let's stand without rifles north of the Czechs, and then let's keep Austria undefended, because who cares about Austria really? It's a prime example of the competence of the German army, or perhaps the German AI. Let's check some that could have been a pun, but it wasn't really. I could check some European stats, specifically manpower stats, to at least have something done. And here's the soldier bug. Yes. The Hungarians runs with the doctrine of hovering, floating, head-shaking soldier doctrine. The enemy will get so confused and scared they will simply run away. It works. It has been tested in battle over and over again. The enemy always runs. Okay then, I guess we checked the newly reunited Spain first. Not that they will likely play any more role in this game. They're done for. They have done their part. But let's check them anyway. $182 with a monthly gain of 4. Let's go over to France. 680, that's really good. With a monthly gain of 6 and 9. Let's go over to the UK. 382, really? That's less than France. But they do got a larger monthly gain though. Now let's see, they got a 1 year draft giving them minus 25%. Then the other bonuses give them plus 60%. That compares to France how? France got a population crisis give them minus 30%. They also got Black Souls and improved technology. Also School of Mass Combat giving them a bonus of 65% instead of the UK 60. They don't have a 1 year draft though. I wonder what they have. What do you have? You got a 2 year draft, which doesn't give any minus or plus manpower modifier. Okay, but they got the population crisis, so not that good. But they really got a lot of men though. Let's go for Holland and Belgium, then Italy, Czechoslovakia, and Poland and Germany. Netherlands got 88 and a gain of 0.8. They also got a volunteer army. Belgium got 126. That's more than Netherlands, isn't it? Yes, 88 versus 126, and a monthly gain of 1 compared to 0.8, wasn't it? That was unexpected, wasn't it? Wait. No, they got the Dutch got a volunteer army, didn't they? Yes, they had it. But the Belgians got School of Mass Combat, giving them a 5% advantage over the Dutch, in case they ever wanted to go to war. But the Belgians start with an initial manpower advantage and a little more monthly gain. Well, Italy it is. Italy got 799. Without Japan and China, they got the most before France. And a monthly gain of 7.2. And they even a 3 year draft. Well, they are at war with Ethiopia right now, so let's go back to France. Where is France? There's France. Okay, their money gain is 6 and 9. So we got 0-2 more Italy. The base is France base is 288. Italy's is 247 and a half. Well, let's go to Czechoslovakia then. While they still exist, that seriously won't last for any longer. I believe any day now they will really go away. Czechoslovakia got 153 and a monthly gain of 1 and 1, a base of 69 and 3. Still a volunteer army, even while being half occupied and annexed by the Germans. Poland. Poland got 252 and a monthly gain of 3 and 4, a base of 163 and a 1-year draft. Now for the Germans. Germans got 1,645 and a monthly gain of 11 and 5, base of 397 and a 3-year draft. I guess a lot and lots of Germans have volunteered and are every single one of them completely willing to sacrifice their life for the fatherland and the establishment of the great German Empire, with no hesitation or regret or fear or whatever. Nope, not anything of that. Every German is a patriotic fearless, emotionless, and dangerous war machine, only waiting for be unleashed to conquer Europe. Or are they? Well, I believe this, believe the propaganda or not. You can decide. Well then, back to Cuba, the greatest country of them all. Any day now, the Czech will check themselves and surrender to the superiority of the German pacifist army, wielding no weapons and completely peaceful, and have never done a bad thing any time ever. They're only the victims, you know. It's the fault of the aggressive, hostile imperial Czechs, which dare to resist the glories of the German army with their hostile ways of defending themselves.